Oh! It's the CineBros! And we just got out of new Marvel movie.
Yep.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Saw it before
Manium
you.
or Mania?
Manium.
Something, but
Yeah.
what he said, we watched it before you.
We did.
Yeah.
Like we always do.
Premiere. Special invite from Kevin Feige.
Yep.
We do the hard work for
Thought it
you.
was Fiji.
So you don't have to.
Anyway, so, it starts off like an Ant-Man movie, really. Oh, just some disclaimers real quick. This will have maybe some mild spoilers to, like, Loki. If you haven't seen Loki, then I don't know what to tell you, really. And then, also, he has not seen any of the Ant-Man movies or Loki.
Move this man!
Oh,
You've seen other Marvel
no
stuff.
Ant-Man movies. Okay.
So he was coming into this blind of
Blind.
how it would be,
The
really.
guy just looked dumb to me.
So it starts off
Yes.
really how the other ones kind of, get started, I think, Scott just trying to, explain what's going on. They take a big bucket and dump a lot of exposition down your throat real quick just to get it out of the way, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever that
Basically, of course, he has a daughter who's been recasted for the third time in Marvel. Yeah, this is not the same actress at all.
Wait, what?
She was recasted from Endgame, and we'll get to that later.
Wow.
But so she's a wild child. Her dad was gone. She's just kind of feeling some type of way. But thank God, she's a genius. And she does some stuff with the quantum realm. And of course, the Wasp, Janet, her mom, who was in the quantum realm in the last movie and escaped and got saved.
Yeah.
She's like, "What are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
don't send stuff down there." Something happens and they all get sucked in, and now they're in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
And they find out it is not all
We call that Marvel magic.
Marvel magic. And then they find out, wow, there's a lot more here than we knew, and she's been keeping secrets.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the big bad, Kang, he is down there. I'm not really going to get too much into him right now. So yeah, basically, the whole thing is really, they just want to get out.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that really is it.
Yeah, it's basically just a big adventure of them seeing new creatures.
Yep.
Running into old friends. And like you kind of discover a little bit of, Scott's daughter and like her, I don't know if it's a spoiler, but she gets a suit. And,
Yeah, it's not a spoiler. It's a trailer.
she gets a suit and tries new things.
I'm gonna start with positive, okay? Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. I like him. He's Paul Rudd. He's a likable guy. He's a funny guy. You like to watch him. It's a good time. I mean the way it starts off, kind of the simple family dynamic. It's lighthearted.
It's too family.
Two family.
Too family.
I agree, dude.
I was like, this is like, I don't know.
I was like, are we watching an ABC?
I will.
movie?
I will,
Watching
I
Marvel
will
movie.
say, it does kind of come out of nowhere
Yeah.
from what we've seen with them before.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how Cassie was with them.
Yeah.
Like, as a family. I didn't
Yeah.
really understand that, but whatever. I didn't mind it. They're simple conversations.
Yeah.
It's fine. And then I think the ideas and kind of concepts of the multiverse and things like that, like the designs of creatures and stuff. I mean, of course, it's really cool. They look like they put somewhat
Effort.
thought
Yeah.
into how they wanted this thing to look.
Yeah.
And then, of course, everyone's wondering about how Jonathan Majors is as Kang. And I really liked him. I liked his performance.
Yeah.
His performance,
Yeah.
not the character.
Yeah, I think they, just going off of that, I think he just wasn't as powerful as I thought he would be.
I was about to
I was
say,
like, this man like
We're-
the
we're
big
definitely-
bad,
we're definitely gonna get
big
into
bad
that.
wolf and
Yeah.
getting slaughtered by ants.
Okay, I really like you said, I appreciate the character design because they're going to this intergalactic world. I'm glad the characters looked ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if they all looked human, it wouldn't make sense. I'd be like, okay, this is the dumbest concept ever. How are you traveling to the quantum realm?
Yeah.
But all these people look regular. Like, they did a good job of making them look like
Yeah.
aliens. I don't even know what to describe as
Yeah.
aliens.
Yeah.
That guy looks like broccoli.
Which I think is cool. I like sci-fi
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean, I think positive, like, movies amaze me. I don't know how they put that stuff on the screen.
Yeah.
But, I thought CGI wasn't terrible. I thought they just did what I would never have thought of doing.
Yeah.
Like Scorsese said, like, it just starts getting repetitive at some time. You know what I mean?
I will say, this felt like a Rick and Morty episode.
That's I've heard a
It felt
lot
like
of people
Rick
saying
and Morty
that.
episode. That just hit me. I was like, why does this all seem so familiar? Then I was like, Rick and Morty.
I'm a big fan of Star Wars, and I think they actually tied a little bit of Star Wars into it.
You stole it right out of my mouth.
Like,
yes.
and I was like,
all of it.
A little
When
bit
they
of all
went
of
to
it.
the bar,
I'm talking about
that whole thing.
that,
It felt very Star
and
Wars.
when like they start to like get the like you see King's army,
The ships and all
the
that.
Ships, I'm like, this looks familiar.
It's like, all right, Disney, we get you own
Yeah.
both of these, but
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on. For me, that is where the good stuff ends. For me.
Yeah, well, that's about it.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be straight up. I did not like this movie.
Oh, damn!
I'm just gonna be very blunt.
Yeah.
I thought if you watch the trailer and you're like, ooh, Kang,
Yeah.
this is the one. Dark Ant-Man, I could get down with this. No,
Yeah.
no, not at all. And if you were excited to see, we can get into Kang right now because I think Jonathan Majors did the best he could with what he was given.
Yeah.
I think that his performance and him acting, I think is fine. The character to me didn't make a lot of sense. And when you tell me this is supposed to be the new Thanos level villain,
Yeah.
the new Avengers movie is called the Kang Dynasty, okay? And they're building it
True.
up. They're building it up. You're telling me this guy defeated Avengers
Yeah.
and no, I mean just no.
Y'all see this? Y'all see this right here? Shouldn't be Kang's hand. It should be Big Ant-Man's hand, and Kang is sitting on it, bro.
And you also see this right here. Who's standing next to Ant-Man? Wasp. She was a non-character.
Yeah.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
yeah, she was in some.
I just think, I think the real problem with this movie is the writing's pretty bad. Not necessarily dialogue. I'm talking about story structure and what's happening. Because as soon as they get to the quantum realm, it's a lot of walking around, asking questions, not getting answers.
Yeah.
And we keep doing that until Kang shows up. Honestly, this movie was dragging until he showed up. I was like, dude, nothing's happening.
Yeah, it's one of the shorter Marvel films.
It felt so
And
long.
they would do that thing where it's like, ask Janet a question, and then she.
Why was she not telling them the
Yeah,
answer?
and
That
she'd
was
be
so
like-
annoying.
And then it transition. Bad transitions too.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
like-
just
it's
get behind the dark screen and then walk.
I didn't tell you the truth. Cut.
Yeah, like okay.
How about you tell me the truth, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's just it's just them kind of talking. When they get to the quantum realm, that's why I liked the family stuff in the beginning because they were somewhat being people. When they get to the quantum realm, there's no character development. There's no arcs. It's just these characters being like, we need to get out of here.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Sure.
We can't trust him.
Yeah.
We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Honestly, kind of like what you said, the pacing was fast,
But
but it
slow.
didn't make any sense
Yeah.
at all. I don't know if they took too literal where you hear everybody say Marvel movies are too long and this movie could have been 30 minutes
This
shorter.
is the movie that
It's like
needed
they
to be
took-
long.
It's like they took that, that's what I'm saying. It's like they took that literal where everybody says, oh, Marvel movies could be 30 to 40 minutes shorter. They did that and then now the movie sucks. So does that mean it's our fault?
Because somehow this movie was boring to me.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
movie
know
sucked.
how because the movie's going, but when it's moving fast, but you're getting no information, you start to check out.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I honestly, at this point, I don't care.
Yeah, like what I said, the movie looked cool to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool to watch, but the
Yeah.
villain
Like,
sucked. That was the worst villain I might have ever seen ever.
And I don't want to
I
blame
think
him.
Mojo Jojo was a better villain.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. It just felt like they expected you to already know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I get that. It's Marvel. We're like 30 movies in, a bunch of TV shows. But like, I'm tired of Marvel properties being commercials for the next thing.
Yeah.
You guys need to just tell a
I see.
story.
No.
And if it leads into it naturally, because that's what they were good at before. Iron Man, the first Captain America, all those, they were their own story. And then at the end credit scene or however, that's when it led into the next movie.
Nah, the saddest part about tonight's experience was not the first ending, but the second ending when something happens and then the movie just ends. And you're like, that can't be it.
Oh, you mean
right?
like the actual like ending of the movie?
ending of the movie, like the ending. Yeah.
Okay,
You
like
know?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well,
no. To go off that, the movie ended, and we in recliner chairs, and they start showing the names. Nobody
No.
puts their chair down. You don't even hear the noise. You're like, you just know these people are here to see what's happening next,
Yeah.
instead of just like focusing on like what's happening right now. But dude, it's
Well, speaking of the ending, let us know in the comments if you understood what the very last second meant. The
None.
very last second.
None.
Because that ended, it cut to credits directed by Peyton Reed. And
Yeah.
everyone was like,
Yeah, I looked at
What?
Caleb because I thought Caleb was gonna have an answer.
I had no idea what that was supposed
I
to
looked
mean.
at him. I said, "What's the correlation?" He's like, "What?" I was like, "What does
So
that mean?"
literally what? That was my reaction.
made no sense.
But
Absolutely
going
not.
kind of back, I want to talk about MODOK. If you're a fan of MODOK, you might be pissed off, just a little bit. I'm not gonna say who he is, but that person is not MODOK in the comics. MODOK has nothing to do with Ant-Man in the comics.
Yeah.
MODOK is not in the quantum realm neither is Kang. I don't know why they chose to introduce Kang in this movie.
See, that's why I was confused about the MODOK thing, because I know him from the Marvel video games.
Yeah.
Marvel vs. Capcom. I'm like,
His name, what's his name? It's an acronym for mechanized something of killing.
Yeah.
Well, for a killing machine, they did sure play him up as a joke, like
Yeah.
every other Marvel thing does. I'm tired of the jokes. I'm just straight up. Now, I don't think the jokes were as bad as Thor.
nah.
I don't think so, because that was just like hammering you with
Yeah.
jokes. I think they did take some breaks, but there was a lot of jokes that they just weren't funny.
Yeah, there was one.
And
There's a few.
there
Yeah.
were
let's
some.
not lie, there was-
No, there were some, but there were some where I'm like setup jokes, and I was like, I don't even know what you were
Yeah.
trying to say.
I think his daughter's a cornball.
Okay.
Cornball?
She's a cornball.
Her
dude.
whole teenage angst in the beginning was
Yeah.
so annoying. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
it's not a spoiler, but you're blaming your father for being erased out of existence for 5 years.
Yeah, bro.
Give me a break. Like,
Yeah.
how is that his fault at all? Like,
Literally.
yeah, I would understand her the way she was acting. I think she should have been like 5 or 6 years younger.
Yeah.
She was acting like such a kid, and that actress is such not a kid. She's very much an adult. So you're watching this grown woman
Yeah.
act like a child
Yeah.
for the beginning of the movie, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer and Michael Douglas, Wasp's
Yeah.
parents. I mean, well, now she did have a reason to be there. She provided the backstory
Yeah.
of what's going on in the quantum realm, but him, he didn't need to be there.
Yeah, I mean, he's essential to the ants.
I mean, yeah,
It was his only role.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just there's a lot of things I feel like that were a good idea in theory, but the way they execute them, it's not just goofy. I thought this was like silly in
Yeah.
some parts, like downright silly.
It's like a money grab.
Like I was like, this is Spy Kids 3D. This is Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Bro, no, that's what I was thinking.
Dude.
I was like, this is like a Shark Boy and Lava
It is. It like sure the
saw that-
effects are a little better, but when I'm watching
Boy and
them
Lava Girl.
all in their outfits with behind a very
Yeah.
obvious green screen, I'm like, this looks like a Spy
I saw
Kids
a tweet like that. I was like, I can't get out of my head. You know what I mean?
And-
I see.
And
I
the
see that.
and the reason why it's so apparent is because not the whole movie looks like that. They'll
Yeah.
have scenes where it's like that's a good effect and it looks
Yeah.
good, and then you have a scene where you're like, what was that?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Story wise, I don't really know what to tell you because it is very much Kang wants to get out, and then they all want to get out. They got to stop Kang from getting out because he wants to take over. He's Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
There you go. My main problem with Kang, I can't talk about in this review. It's very much spoiler talk.
What y'all think about Bill Cosby in the movie?
You know, Bill Cosby.
Bill Murray.
I was like, bro, what?
What y'all think about Bill Murray? In the
I
movie?
think he was pointless.
Which one's Bill Murray?
The comedian I looked over, I was like, yeah, it's a fan.
Everybody was like,
Dude, I thought,
Like, you only see him in
no
the
lie,
trailer.
I thought that was Ric Flair.
Well, first of all, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if you're a Bill Murray fan, he doesn't have a role. It is a cameo. He's
Yeah,
barely in the movie, and he's not funny. He doesn't really tell jokes. He's
No.
just the character, and I'm
Yeah.
like, why'd you guys get Bill Murray for this?
wasted so much money.
Unless this is another thing where I'm like, okay, this movie's 2 hours. I have a feeling a good part of this movie was cut out. I feel like this movie was a lot longer because there's certain editing scenes where someone would say something, then another person would say something that had nothing to do with what that person just said. It's like two different conversations. I'm like, I think this thing was just edited to Like,
You know why Bill Murray was there? He was there to get Michael Douglas jealous. That's
Yeah.
his only role, bro.
no, and I get that, but why was it Bill Murray?
Yeah, I know.
Thanks for letting me borrow her.
Okay,
I know.
and that's what I'm talking about when I talk about just bad
Yeah.
lines in comedy. When then Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer have that conversation in the ship, I'm like, bro, that can go. That can
Yeah.
get cut out. I didn't need that.
Yeah.
And it's very weird, honestly. Honestly, the more I'm talking about it, the less I'm liking it.
Yeah.
I really think Marvel needs to take a step back. I think they need to stop pumping all these movies and shows out because they did things so well before.
Yeah.
They did a good movie. They got you excited for the next one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about how you guys felt about the end credit scenes. I know you wouldn't get one of them. We'll talk about that. Spoilers. I thought that the mid one, the one in the middle, I thought that was goofy.
Goofy, bro. Like, why was you laughing?
Now,
like that?
now, it is exactly from the comic. That is a thing. And if I told you what it was, you might say that sounds really cool. If I told you what it was, but when you see it on screen and how they do it,
Yeah.
I'm like, this looks like a sketch comedy skit
Yeah.
with people in costume, and it
Yeah.
doesn't look like it's almost bad acting
Yeah.
in that scene. And I'm like, if this is supposed to get me excited for what's to come,
Yeah.
I might be checking out.
I looked at Tony. I was like, I don't know if they're ever gonna stop making these movies, bro.
Yeah, literally.
And-
it's like they're setting up for 2055.
They are. That's when this Avengers movie comes
Oh,
out.
of course.
And
It's 2055.
Oh, 2055.
30 years.
2055.
Oh no. bro.
But yeah, man, overall, I think we are all kind of around the same page. Very disappointing, especially for Marvel. Like,
Yeah.
this should not be a thing for Marvel.
The reputation's too good.
They got comfortable. That's what happened. They thought, we're Marvel. We
Yeah.
print money at this point.
I mean,
Nope.
but exactly.
I mean,
But
yes,
merch.
people are going to see
Like,
this movie. It's going to make money.
Yeah,
No question.
You got people like us, going to an 8:00 showing on a Thursday
Yeah.
night. We
No,
all got
of
work
course.
in the
It's a
morning.
Marvel movie. It's been around since I've been 9 years old.
Yeah.
Go to this movie on a discount day.
Yes, this is very much a.
$5 movie Tuesday.
I would agree.
There's 2 post-credit scenes.
Definitely check out our spoiler review.
Yep.
But let's get to our ratings then.
I give it a 63%.
Okay.
Because I'm in between 60 and 65. I'm gonna give it 63%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm right around that. I think for me, I just watched 10 Things I Hate About You. That's a classic. And, my expectations were high for this. Yeah, right around Tony, like 67%.
Yeah, man. For me, I'm gonna be a little low. I'm gonna hit a 55%, and it really does hurt to say that about a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I don't want to hate this movie.
No.
I was actually looking forward to it for Kang, just because of the build up to it, and I'm sitting there like, man,
This guy sucks.
this is just not it.
Yeah.
It's just not it. So
True.
yeah, that's man. That's our review.
Yep.
Tune in next time for our review of